And we are back, gamers. As per usual, welcome back to the Esports Rewind podcast. Same time, same day, every single week. A top 5 gaming top 10. We're up there.
What? Have you even checked the charts? Do you know what the charts look like?
Not a clue.
Number 1 gaming podcast. Don't look it up, folks. Trust us.
No. I know a few are definitely in front of us. We got Hex with a couple of his own. Hopefully more coming in the future. But we're up there. I would say there's probably not even 10 esports and gaming podcasts, so we got to be top 10. And I was just thinking about that, and that makes for a good intro. You ready to kick it off?
Please do.
Let's roll. And you know, Zan, we cover Twitch bans quite frequently on the channel. This past week was a bit of irony because we saw 2 different esports pros actually have Twitch bans for similar reasons. One which really should go down in history, that being Clix, who was caught, if that's the right word for it.
An interesting one on Clix's part.
Yeah, having a picture of his own teammate's rear end on his PC. That was seen during stream, heavily assumed to be the reason why he was given his ban. Ever since has been unbanned. Ironically so, it was actually a G2 member, that being Jankos from League of Legends, also issued a 24-hour ban this past week, all for apparently showing as well a buttocks. So it seems that esports pros out there just can't find ways to avoid showing butts on stream.
It's the pandemic. It's getting to our brains.
It's sickening, man.
It's like eroding the common sense. And people are they're going crazy.
It's like we're texting our teammates saying, yo, send me a butt pic.
I need to show
I need to keep this on the PC.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the squad is 100,000 viewers checking out your teammate's arse, and Twitch has to kind of punish you. We could go into detail about that. I'll save it, though, because that's such an interesting topic in itself, the fact that the butt was shown and it was his own teammate. We don't know how far into it that Twitch looks, the age of that. It's going to go weird ways.
I don't know if we even want to touch on that angle.
We probably want to dive into it. Let's look at
the
the funnier half of that. That being 2 different esports pros for prominent names as well as for prominent organizations, each being handed Twitch bans this past week for the good old booty. Hopefully next week they can adapt and learn.
Speaking of really wild stories coming out of the esports industry this week, we have one from the Dota community.
Oh.
How long has it been since we talked about Dota, Jake? Probably.
You know what? Luckily, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
It definitely fell off a while back for us. It's
minute.
Tough to get views when it comes to news. Great game. Great viewership.
Hey, there's a reason it's one of, the highest prize pools in history.
Yeah, and still one of the most watched games as well. So good for Dota.
Yeah.
But we're back because people are fake frauds.
Well, you have no idea how correct you are, actually. As we have one team being disqualified from Dream League as well as the DPC circuit after faking a coronavirus test.
Continue. Before I give my thoughts, please continue.
All right, by all means. So let me try to pronounce the name of the team correctly.
That's what my next question for you was going to be. Pronounce it, because I saw the team name.
Yeah.
And it's like Yes.
Berjaj is what I'm going to go
Would
for.
Would not have been my guess. I would have said Baruji or something.
Where are the U's?
I don't know, man. I'm from Iowa. I just add U's all the time.
Oh, fair enough. But anyway, so apparently the team did this for the sake of slipping in a little cheeky extra substitution after they had hit their allotted count for how many times they could swap out a player. And they were like, you know what? Dream League has a special exception in the rules where if it's a medical emergency, you can swap in an extra player. No worries. So they're like, oh, we'll just send them a fake positive coronavirus test.
They sent in a fake test as well?
Yeah. They sent Dream League a test saying that their player was positive for Rona, and therefore they could not play. And so, hey, who knows? I guess we have to make the swap. Oopsie.
Yeah.
And Dream League, doing due diligence, investigated, found out, hey, this is a fake letter.
Whoa.
And so they have now been aggressively dropped from the scene.
Yeah. I really wish these kind of stories, and this is not like in a weird, we just like these talking points, and luckily enough, I should say unluckily enough, Dota 2 is not really talked about for our channel. Right. I wish this would have happened in CSGO or Fortnite or Rocket League or Valorant, because then we could actually really expand on it.
It would be like a really fun talking point for like the channel as
for
a
an
whole,
actual
perhaps.
video. Yeah. It's still obviously a crazy story because you think about, what other time in life could you pass a COVID test off as a chance for a substitution?
When else could you even attempt that?
Yeah,
this is such a flash in the pan moment.
Not only are we all online, but of course the pandemic, and with COVID, you're not going to pass off a fake flu test, probably, right?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so, but I don't know. Maybe these guys would try that. But it is awesome to see as well. that they did due diligence, because oftentimes with this kind of thing, you might just be like, all right, like we can't argue that.
It's very possible that they tried this knowing and thinking, hey, most TOs probably wouldn't have the time or ability to actually verify this information. Yeah.
So I wonder if there was other teams maybe that had heard about this instance and were like,
I saw that guy out last week.
Yeah,
he
was
fine.
at the club and he was doing just. Hey, wait, that means I was at the club.
Oh, wait. Do I have the Rona?
Holy frick, the whole DPC just canceled.
Yeah.
Either way, some relatively good bad news with the diligence being done and a team being exposed for trying to fake some things, and that's a heavy, heavy price to pay for faking a virus.
That's going to sit on them for a while. People are going to know them for that.
And it will now forever be planted in history. So... All my stories are very brief today, Zan, but they're all great talking points because I'm going to pass this one to you. What if I told you I was taken to stream or to a game and I was publicly cheating, but I was doing it for certain purposes? What if, like, hear me out, all right? Yeah. I'm an aspiring Twitch streamer. I'm an aspiring Call of Duty Warzone pro, and I'm hacking, all right? But that's because there's a lot of other hackers out there. But in my titles, I just do for TikTok purposes. You are Activision. You see me. Do you do anything about it?
If I am Activision, if I see that, it depends on a scale of how much I care, right? Right now, when everybody's screaming at me being Activision in this case, of course. Right? Yeah, at me for not having any anti-cheat, I'd say, you know what? This is a slam dunk. This is an easy one to go, get that ish out of here. TikTok is literally, I think if anybody came up to me and said, I am doing this thing that is specifically not allowed for TikTok reasons, I'm immediately like, okay, hardest punishment possible.
Yeah, like
That's
if you
the
were
worst
just
reason.
Like if you were just doing it for your own purposes, I might let you slide.
No.
But
Well,
you're doing this
you're
doing this for TikTok? Yeah, but if you guys missed it,
Throw the book at him.
It was a Twitch streamer cheating in Warzone, and a lot of his titles were doing so. He said he was using hacks for TikTok purposes. He was shortly after exposed by a large Warzone YouTuber known as JGod, and then even shortly after that, he was actually banned on Twitch, which is great news because whether or not it's for TikTok or Twitch or YouTube purposes, hacking is bad, cheating bad.
Full stop. Yeah.
This deserves to be banned, and luckily Twitch can actually ban for that kind of stuff, so it's great to see a response from them as well. So we will see if anyone else out there in the future who is cheating in a game. It's just the first time I've ever seen anyone cheating in a game and being like, oh, don't worry, like it was for TikTok. Like,
oh, it's fine, guys. No worries.
Well, my bad.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the views, my guy. What you mean?
Which aren't we freaking all? Maybe we'll start cheating for YouTube purposes. That was a joke. But either way, another Warzone hacker exposed. It's just a weekly occasion by now.
All right, Jake, I'm glad your stories were short because I've got a little bit of a rabbit hole for you. As we have a very interesting streaming show, actually, that raised some very concerned eyebrows on Twitch earlier this week.
Now, I'm going to take a crazy stab, and I think I'm wrong, and I'll let you continue. Did it involve TurboTax and TFT?
Not at all.
All right. Okay, keep going.
Not even close.
No, keep going. Your turn.
Okay. This is actually about dating.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm in. You say dating?
Dating.
Totally in.
Yeah, so this company apparently tried to spin up their own Twitch version of The Bachelor, where they'd have popular male streamers, do like some stuff with some less popular female streamers trying to make it big, which that in and of itself is a little bit
even
of a
in
sketchy.
theory, this sounds interesting.
It
sounds weird.
Yeah, a little bit of a dynamic going on there. Anyway, it was called Twitch's most eligible. And a lot of people from the streaming community immediately pointed out some pretty major red flags with it. A lot of this is coming to us from a streamer by the name of Third_Artifact, who had a pretty solid thread on all of this. She noticed that Banana Slam Jamma and Wings of Death were both listed as bachelors, but they didn't say anything about it, and it also listed the average view count as like a very clear, like, hey,
indicator of.
Yeah, come
like
stream with this person.
Almost like a requirement or like a criteria for...
Yeah, like come stream with this person because they're successful, or come try to flirt with this person because they're successful and they have this wide audience. Yeah. And the show very specifically targeted smaller female streamers, almost as if to say, hey, yeah, come through, ride on the coattails of this bigger male streamer to boost your own brand. Almost as if like, hey, come flirt with this guy, get some views, boost your brand. A lot of female streamers called it out as very gross, super predatory, very inappropriate.
Yeah, I imagine. I'm actually surprised I hadn't heard about this one this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? This is a story that we covered on the website.
Okay.
Shout out to everybody out there. We cover some stories you don't get to talk about on the channel over at esportstalk.com.
This is a prime example of that.
Yeah, definitely.
This actually makes me briefly think about, remember the law? This was probably mid-2020. Remember that game? There was going to be a game on Twitch where you could control a female streamer, and then it turned into like a predatory kind of thing.
Yeah. Because
there was like a break-in, and it was like borderline there was like almost like an assault in the game as a part of the game, right? I don't think it ever came out. I think you guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought we were thinking about different things. I remembered that part of it.
You control like what decisions she makes, but it evidently leads to like a stalker like thing.
Yeah. It was all about you being like her moderator or something, controlling like everything she did, and like
it was
her
weird.
Like depending on you. Is super creepy. Super
and it
sus.
never came. I don't think it because we covered it.
Yeah. The backlash was so immense. The developers were like, "Okay, guys, we're not. We understand."
My only relation is because whenever you involve, it seems to be female streamers, you have to really think it out, because whether or not in theory it sounds great, when it comes to the actual putting it to fruition, there can be a lot of things that just seem off about it.
Yeah, it's a really, really, really important to take into account the dynamics here.
It's not clear where the show is going.
Yeah, it would have just been like,
win?
Well, how do you win in The Bachelor? I mean, you wind up with the person theoretically.
That or you become famous based off of.
Yeah, exactly. Which is kind of the problem.
So I think
here.
that's probably that was probably their overall theory.
Yeah. But the whole
by participating, you get the show more popular and you become more popular. So if you're looking for clout, which is why The Bachelor and Bachelorette also do very, very well, because girls and guys who go on the show, they know like I'm gonna blow up whether I'm picked or not.
But in that case, it's at least slightly more so because I'm on The Bachelor and less because I'm dating this super popular famous dude and using that dude specifically to boost my value.
Yeah.
That's where a little bit of the dynamic comes into play here.
Yeah. I definitely understand why it's being called out, but I'm trying to also understand where they came from with the idea in the first place.
Oh, yeah, I agree. They probably just thought dating shows are super popular. Look at these views. We could do that on Twitch. Twitch streamers are popular.
Yeah, probably. Like Austin has that dating show, which is obviously...
It does all right, yeah.
It does really well.
Yeah.
So I think everyone's probably looking at that saying, how can we have a chunk of that pie?
100%.
And that's not been too... I mean, it has its crazy moments.
It has its moments, yes, that's for sure.
But it's so it's mainstream that people obviously it's his own premise now come to fully fruition.
Right.
It's definitely battle tested more so than this.
This pie in the sky idea, which most of the streamers have now dropped out of, and
it doesn't seem like it's gonna.
Not to drone on too long about this, but another very, very sketchy element of this is that one of the recruiters going out there reaching out to these female streamers, trying to get them to come on the show and flirt with these guys. Turns out some people looked at the social media account for that recruiter, right? And they were like, that's interesting. That's a fake name, because that picture is of a very popular, famous Indian actress and not at all like the actual recruiter. The producers of the show pretty immediately were like, oh, yeah, that was a fake name and a fake person and everything. It's all good. We just didn't want to tell you who was actually recruiting. And not like that's sus at all.
Interesting
not weird.
Choice.
Yeah. Very strange situation. The show has now been canceled.
Oh, okay. Well,
at least softly. But, it was a fun idea while it lasted. Tons of fun backlash over the last few days.
I guess we'll see if it ever comes back from a different from someone else trying to write.
I'm sure we'll see it one of these days.
I'm sure we'll see plenty on Twitch in the next year or so is going to be crazy. I'm sure dating shows will also play a part. So we'll see if they can maybe make a different twist than this one did.
Yeah, something a little bit more reasonable.
And very lastly over here, Xanifer, we actually had Ninja talking about this past week, that being one of the bigger or more difficult choices he did make during his career of going family friendly, which I always find interesting to talk about because we see so many streamers fall on different places of the spectrum. We see the all outs, say whatever you want, really ride that line, get a few bans here and there, and then come back even stronger. We see the polar opposite of very family friendly streamers, don't cuss, don't say anything raunchy, anything bad. And I think far majority of streamers kind of ride the middle and just really be themselves, cuss if you have to, say some jokes here and there.
Yeah, a little bit of flavor text.
Yeah. But certainly there have been people like Ninja who during his rise in Fortnite made that change because we saw the once was Ninja was... he's never going to go back to that.
Had a little bit of a potty mouth in the past.
I mean, and again, from my personal take, I love that kind of stuff. I really do enjoy it. It was a different time, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Ninja would never be able to do that kind of stuff again, as most top name streamers would not be able to.
Yeah, real
you just
quick.
Can't talk to kids like that.
Yeah,
anymore.
just to throw that out there, a large part of the reason most streamers move away from that is it's much easier to get those big ad bucks if you're not cursing every 5 seconds.
Yeah, and I know we all love having the laughs, right?
Yeah,
but I think
definitely.
streamers like having the cash.
Uh-huh.
So, and it does make a huge monetary difference. So it seems how
Gotta
you
feed
behold
your
yourself.
family.
Yeah, and you can definitely be a bit better in terms of your potty mouth and still be pretty funny. You just can't be that the once H1Z1 ninja kind of guy.
Yeah, you gotta be more like Donkey, less like classic ninja. Yeah.
And so, of course, during his rise with Fortnite, he made that dramatic shift. When you're getting hundreds of thousands of live concurrent viewers averaging that, you're gonna make the switch because there are millions on the line when it comes to that. He made that gigantic switch to family friendly. In a recent dojo session, he talked about that being the most difficult choice he ever made, because once you make that choice, and then if you ever change again, people are always going to be like, I miss the old ninja. I miss the polarizing. I miss the hot take like rage ninja. And then it's like, I miss family friendly ninja. And then it's like, I miss hot take ninja. And you can never really be the person that everyone loves ever again, especially when you change back and forth.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, at the same time, I feel like that's constantly an issue with streaming. People are going to be saying that about you. Whatever you're doing, people are going to say, "Oh, I miss the Among Us ninja."
Oh yeah,
when
I
you
miss
switch
the
over to play
Fortnite ninja.
Valheim,
I miss the H1 ninja.
Yeah. People are always going to have their different version of their favorite streamer that they enjoy and the version they don't enjoy. But good on Ninja for making such a hard call.
Yeah, and I think a lot of us, if we were somehow in those shoes, when it came time for the money being in front of me, I mean, I'm already kind of family friendly. I don't think I take too.
Yeah, I would argue that most of our content is pretty.
Yeah, so like
pretty chill.
I'd be saying, heck yeah, I'll be family friendly. I won't cuss. It's already a thing of mine. But yeah, it's really weird because whether it's not based on personality, certainly like you said, it's going to be based on the game you play. Like I miss the Fortnite Nick Merckx. I miss the old COD Nick Merckx. Now he's back to Warzone. Luckily,
I miss Warzone Nick Merckx when it was Modern Warfare Warzone. Not Cold War Warzone.
Overwatch XGC, dude. Like, it's always going to be those kind of things. And those are the choices they have to make and adapt to. So it's very interesting that a ninja choice like that was the most difficult one he had to make. And as he kind of goes back into his old self with newer games, it is nice to see, but certainly something he did struggle with his dramatic rise in Fortnite. Yeah, as per usual, we hope you guys all enjoy the podcast. Thank you all for listening and watching. And Zan, you want to show him out the door? Oh my!
Bravo! One breath, one take.
Man, I need to shave. You see the nasty thing on my face?
Is that what you come to first of all? After that, you're like, you know what? While I was saying,
I pictured myself.
My beard.
I picture what I look like right now, and I just think people are probably going to be like, "You looking nasty." All right. Anyway, hit him with that good old outro.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for this week's Esports Rewind podcast. You know what? If you'd like to listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, on the go, on your mobile phone, wherever you like to listen to your podcast, really, you can find us as part of the Prediction Esports Talk Show Network. That's PREEDICTION. Check us out there. It really does help support us when you download an episode. Shout out to all of our audio listeners. Thank you for tuning in. If you'd like some more daily esports news content, you can find us on YouTube at Esports Talk. We just crossed 350,000 subscribers. Thank you so much to everybody who does support us. You can also find us at esportstalk.com for some of the stories we don't get a chance to cover on the channel, like some of those we talked about today. Really great stuff there. Reach out at any time on Twitter at talk_esports, Instagram esports_talk. You can find us on TikTok at Esports Talk. And by all means, check us out.
That was quite the outro there, Zan. Thank you so much for breaking it down like usual. This whatever's in this cup making me feel kind of funny. Should we get out of here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Until next time, guys, take care of yourselves. We'll see you back here same time, same day, every single week. Until then, take care.